On viewers, U.S. President Donald Trump has signed the executive order imposing additional 25% tariffs, what he calls a penalty for continuing to buy Russian oil. Now, what this basically means is that India now faces the highest tariffs in Asia, which is at a total of 50%, along with Brazil, which is the highest in the world. So here's how things stand as of now. The 25% rate announced earlier comes into effect from the 7th of August, that's today. The additional 25% announced comes into effect from the 27th of August. Now, amid Trump's tariff tantrums and threats, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has sent out a strong message saying farmer interest is paramount. He's also assured there will be no compromise on farmers' welfare, saying that the government will go to any extent to protect Indian farmers.
भारत अपने किसानों के, पशुपालकों के और मछुआरे भाई बहनों के हितों के साथ कभी भी समझौता नहीं करेगा। और मैं जानता हूं, व्यक्तिगत रूप से मुझे बहुत बड़ी कीमत चुकानी पड़ेगी, लेकिन मैं इसके लिए तैयार हूं। मेरे देश के किसानों के लिए, मेरे देश के मछुआरों के लिए, मेरे देश के पशुपालकों के लिए आज भारत तैयार है। किसानों की आय बढ़ाना, खेती पर खर्च कम करना, आय के नए स्रोत बनाना, इन लक्ष्यों पर हम लगातार काम कर रहे हैं। साथियों, हमारी सरकार ने किसानों की ताकत को देश की प्रगति का आधार माना है। इसलिए बीते वर्षों में जो नीतियां बनी, उनमें सिर्फ मदद नहीं थी, किसानों में भरोसा बढ़ाने का प्रयास भी था।
Now, this is the Prime Minister, of course, giving the message of national interest, of farmer interest. But the opposition continues to fire fresh salvos at the Prime Minister as well as the centre. Akhilesh Yadav has said that the BJP should have acted 10 years ago, accusing the Modi government of failing the farmers on policy and diplomacy. He said it's time to think about the farmers and the milk industry.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ये बात 10 साल पहले सोचना था कि हमें अपने किसानों के हित के लिए, खेती बाड़ी के लिए, दूध और दूध के बने हुए तमाम पदार्थों को लेकर के हमें हमेशा चिंतित रहना चाहिए और प्राथमिकता पर हमें अपने हर सेक्टर का ध्यान रखना है। उद्योग खत्म हो जाए, उद्योगपति कारोबार खत्म हो जाए, किसान बर्बाद हो जाए, नौजवान को नौकरी रोजगार न मिले, तो हमारा देश जा कहां रहा है। जो लोग ये दावा करते थे कि दुनिया में सबसे मजबूत रिश्ते हैं, कोई देश ऐसा नहीं छूटा होगा जहां पर भारत को सम्मान न मिला हो, उसके बाद आज ये कहना पड़ रहा हो सरकार को, तो ये बड़े दुखद है।
Meanwhile, let's get you what Trump has been saying. On being asked, Indian officials have said that there are countries that are buying Russian oil like China. Why are you only singling India out for these additional sanctions? Trump said, it's only been 8 hours, so let's see what happens. You're going to see a lot more. You're going to see so much secondary sanctions. Listen into what he said.
Let me go, please.
Indian officials have said that there are other countries that are buying Russian oil.
It's okay.
Like China, for instance,
It's
buys
okay.
more.
Yeah.
Why are you singling India out for these additional sanctions?
It's only been 8 hours, so let's see what happens over the next. Yeah, you're going to see a lot more.
So this is a taste of
You're going to see a lot more. You're going to see so much secondary sanctions. Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, let's get to the breaking update coming in. Seems like the U.S. president hasn't slept. He's posted on Truth Social. It's midnight. Billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the United States of America. That clearly is a reiteration that Trump has been making since the past few weeks as far as the tariffs are concerned. He continues to stand on the fact that America is gaining more financially as far as the U.S. government imposing tariffs on different countries is concerned. It's the 7th of August. It is when different countries are expected to pay the tariffs, the fresh tariffs that have been imposed on them with the United States of America. That clearly is a message that Donald Trump has sent out to his own supporters in America as well as to the world. We'll, of course, have to see how this turns out for Americans in the long run, because a lot of economists and experts believe that these tariffs will end up making Americans shell out more from their pockets. So we'll really have to wait and watch whether this kind of tariff move that Donald Trump boasts about will actually help the American economy and Americans and his MAGA supporters who are looking up to him as far as these tariffs are concerned. But now, there are many who are saying that this is not going to be benefiting the Americans. Of course, Donald Trump continuing to reiterate that what he's done is only going to benefit his country. Meanwhile, back home, Shashi Tharoor has called for retaliation and reciprocal tariffs, but India is being firm. It has been very measured in its response. In fact, reiterating that Indian imports are based on market factors and its national interests. The External Affairs Ministry has called additional tariffs extremely unfortunate and has called out the US for penalizing India for actions that several other countries are also taking in their own national interest. One leader, however, has steadfastly stood with India's line of highlighting America's double standards, and that is Shashi Tharoor. He's calling for India to give US a taste of its own medicine by imposing reciprocal tariffs.
There is unfortunately a certain double standard involved. Clearly this has not been a particularly friendly gesture from a country we thought was well disposed towards us, or our administration that we thought was well disposed. Very clearly we have to act accordingly, and we will have to learn our lessons from this experience. I think there is certainly a likelihood there will be some pressure within India now to impose comparable reciprocal tariffs on American exports to India. So I think we're going to have to really start looking at other trading partners much more in these